Tim Nelson. I'm down at World Jiu-Jitsu Academy headquarters in Eden Prairie, and as we're taking a break from the mats, I want to give you guys a couple of kind of theory videos from positions. It's going to be really tough to get reps in without training partners, but I do think there's a couple of things that we can focus on that are going to translate to your reps as you're back in the mats, but you can start doing mental reps with as you're off. So this first video, I want to go over 2 quick ideas for how to maintain control in mount. So if axle goes down in mount, a lot of the time, if you turn so your head faces the camera, a lot of the time mount is one of the first positions we learn and the first positions we give up on, because if we look, my hips are directly above axles, and what that means is he's very, very strong if he bridges and rolls me over to your right. Here. And it can be a challenge to maintain that position. So 2 tips that I want to give you. First, now let's rotate this way, is don't sit your weight directly on top of his hips. My goal is one of 2 things. Either I want to move up his body closer to his head, which will always be the better option for submissions, or at the very least, I want to elevate my hips very slightly off. What we'll see is his actual bridges with my weight on his hips. He moves me quite a bit. Go ahead, bridge. And it's hard to maintain control. But even with a slight elevation here, if Axel does the same thing, he moves me much less and I stay in control. So, if you need to, give them a little bit of space with your hips moving forward, but the best case scenario will always be to move my body up his, and now, if he tries the same technique, it's much easier for me to stay in place. The second will come into play more against jiu-jitsu opponents, and it's a simple trick, but it's pointing your toes. A common reaction for jiu-jitsu opponents is to try to trap your leg, what we call lazy escape. So to demonstrate quickly, turn this way, watch what Axel does to my ankle. Once I'm here, now I'm in danger of his guard. He's able to catch my leg with my foot off of the mat, but watch how much more challenging it becomes for him as I pinch my knees and I point my toes towards his leg, forming a ring. What we're seeing is it becomes much easier for me to wedge my foot underneath his leg and take his leverage away. So as we're taking a break off the mats, look forward to the next time you get into mount. Again, my 2 pieces of advice are: don't put your weight directly on top of his hips, because that makes his bridges much more powerful. And secondly, if you're against a jiu-jitsu savvy opponent, point your toes on your feet. It's a small tweak, but it will make a big difference. I look forward to seeing everybody back in the mats, and until then, stay healthy.